on a bunker shot? What are you thinking about?
Really just make sure you make contact behind the ball. I think I used to play it kind of too close to the ball.
Okay.
I would try to hit these little nippy, too cute is really what it was.
Okay.
And would try to spin it or do things with it, and I would catch some thin or just. So all I really think about, I try to kind of sit back in my heels a little bit.
Okay.
And then the only two things I have is hit behind the ball, and I try to feel like, I almost want to feel like I smack the back of the club on the sand. So I almost feel like I have this motion.
Okay.
Where I go here, and all I want is to feel like the back of this club hits the ground. And as long as that hits the sand, again, I feel relatively consistent.
Okay.
For a bunker.
Do you set up square?
My feet are pretty open.
Okay. What about the club face?
Club face is square.
Club face square? Okay.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit a few here.
The one thing I would like, obviously you can see the guys on tour, they'll hit those shots out zip, or
Yeah.
I find myself a pin like this, I can hit it pretty solid, but I'm not going to get it, even with a perfect lie, I'm not going to get it very close to that. I don't get a whole lot of spin out of the bunkers, and maybe that is just, maybe I do need to hit a little closer to it.
Yeah.
It takes a little more practice.
Yeah, it takes definitely a little more practice, but how those guys are getting that spin is hitting a little closer to it with a lot of speed going through it.
Okay.
Yeah, let's try that first one.
I don't hit it super high. I don't think my angle of attack, it's pretty shallow.
Yeah.
I come in and try to kind of steepen it a little bit, but I don't hit the ball very high at all out of bunker.
Yeah, just from what I've seen so far, I'd like to see you almost swing more across it.
Okay.
Okay, so you talked about how you try and get the bottom of this hitting the ground. That's great. I love that. Okay? But I'd like to see you almost go more to the left with it right after impact. And you're going to kind of let the bounce work for you by doing so. I'm okay with you setting up square. You can maybe open the club face just a hair. But almost feel like you're swinging a little more out to in across the golf ball. Now, one other thing you can do to increase the height of your ball flight out of the bunker is you can drop your hands a little bit lower. Okay, so you're not setting up like this, I'm exaggerating, but if you set up with your hands a little bit lower, you're going to be able to kind of glide through it a little bit better. So let's try and drop those hands down just a little bit. Open the club face just a little bit. Just down through.
Felt like it came out of sand though.
Yeah. Just a little lower hands. Feel like you're swinging just a hair out to in across the ball.